So, hi everyone. This is your happiness coach and psychologist Sakshi Mandhyan. Today, I'm here with Shweta Jain. She is a dear friend to me and a certified financial planner, running her own company by the name of Investography, and she has written a wonderful book on money also, which is named as Conversations with Money. We'll be talking about financial well-being today. As you know, that for mental wellness and emotional well-being, it is very important that we have money in abundance, and at the same time we are able to manage our money resource in a better way. So over to Shweta, we are happy to have you here, and please help us with our money so that a major chunk of our stress is gone and we get rid of all the side effects that we get due to lack of money or poor management of money.
Thanks for having me, Sakshi. So yes, money can buy you happiness if you know where to buy. There is a saying like that as well. I know people also say that money can't buy happiness, but studies have shown that over 80% of employee stress is caused due to financial stress. So when we are talking about happiness, definitely money is on the top of the list. It is on the top of the head. It is also because we are ill-equipped to handle money when we start earning. Because nobody is teaching us how to manage money in schools. No, our parents are trying to tell us about money as and when we are earning, and they tell from their experiences, which sometimes are not relevant from our lifestyle because life has changed so much. It becomes sort of a clash के उनकी सुने अपनी सुने या बस खर्चा कर ले and just आज के लिए जिए. So it's a lot of clash that happens within us as well. So yeah, through little things we try and ensure that people are taking the right decisions. We are not saving as much as we used to as a country. People are saving far lesser now. In India, we used to save almost 49% of our incomes earlier. Now we are saving 29% of that. 29% of what we earn, we save. 30% is still good if we are saving that much, but that's on an average. Most people are not saving that much. In fact, a lot of people are urban poor today, if we can call them that. We are earning well, but we're living month to month or being broke in the middle of the month, sometimes fashionably so, but still being broke. Then that becomes an issue, especially in times like this, when you realize the importance of having an emergency corpus, a liquidity जो आपको इस time में, it helps you sail through.
Absolutely. So 30% of our money should get into the saving, which we are not doing. So
Yes.
yeah, that's the first learning, that we should have 30% of our income saved for ourselves, and there should be some emergency purpose with us, emergency saving funding with us. Okay. So tell me one thing, that this phase that we are in right now, it has probably redefined how we all look at the finance. So the level of uncertainty today has probably never been seen in the last decade. So how do you now look at the current scenario in terms of personal savings and investment? What should we do, like, henceforth? What should we do?
So I would say that don't let the short term color your opinion. So don't think that we cannot take risk at all and the world is going to end, because that's not how we are going to make money at the end of the day. While I think everybody needs to have about 3 to 6 months expenses stashed away in a liquid fund, in a separate bank account or an FD. So once you're sorted with that, you need to focus on your goals, and you do need to take a risk. You do need to invest in equities. And of course, there will be times like this when you might see a 30% fall. That's the nature of the asset class. You have to make sure that there are two ways that you cut down that risk. One is you're diversified. You don't have everything in, say, one single stock or one single mutual fund, and that you're in it for the long term. So you're not in it for, and long term is not 2 years or 3 years. It's 5 years, 7 years, 10 years. So if you are doing these two things right, I think then you're okay.
Okay, so you're saying that we should focus more on a macro picture or long-term picture instead of we right now panicking out of uh, the current market situation or economy situation. We should not get worried right now. We should keep patience and look at the bigger picture.
Yes, absolutely. And be a little optimistic when times are so negative.
Okay, so positivity is another thing that we should have. All right. Moving on to the next question. Cash is king is usually the thumb rule, when it comes to extremely uncertain events that we need a lot of cash flow with us. So, do you feel being fully liquid is the right strategy, or should one carefully invest into instruments that offer, much more value right now?
So you should look at various asset classes. You should definitely not stick to cash as king only. Like I said, for 6 months expenses, if you're sticking to this, it's okay. That gives you the security and the comfort, the cushion that you need, and so that you can then invest the rest for the long term. And for me, I would think long term is anywhere between 5 to 7 years, bare minimum. But you also have to look at your goals and invest. So there are various types of asset classes, so be it equity, debt, आपका FD, EPF, PPF is all in debt as an asset class. Equity is equity shares, mutual funds, equity mutual funds. So one way to look at things is जो short term के लिए है, invest in safer asset classes like in debt, but don't do it in PPF क्योंकि वो 15 साल का lock in हो जाएगा. So in safer asset classes but appropriate asset classes. Meanwhile, for long term, you can take risk, because what you can do is see long term, over time, your volatility also sort of evens out. So you can do that. Gold is another asset class that you can add to your portfolio. And it shouldn't be more than 10% of your portfolio at any time. That gives you also that comfort in times like these. So gold is another asset class जो gives you comfort, and obviously if liquidity is needed, it's instantly liquid as well.
Okay, so when you said that we should invest in some assets short term, can you name few assets where people can right now invest so that they're
So
comfortable?
yeah, so people can invest in FDs. That is fine if they're in the lower tax brackets. That is a good start. But I'm not a fan of FDs because after inflation and after paying taxes, if you're in the higher tax brackets, you don't make anything. You in fact make negative returns, um, because of how interest rates are today. You can look at debt mutual funds. Again, this is a category that is not really popular, because you are then looking at slightly higher returns, but you have to understand the risk that comes with debt mutual funds. It's not like completely risk free, and you have to make sure that you are choosing the right debt funds for you. So it needs a little bit of study, needs a little bit of analysis. So there could be debt mutual funds that you're looking at for the short term.
So debt mutual fund is somewhere that you invest. Any particular name or any strategy to follow when choosing debt mutual funds? Because we are not literate in this field. You would be the expert to guide.
Yes, I'm not going to name exact schemes, because I don't want people to just go to that scheme and sort of invest if it doesn't fit their profile. But what I would say is look at, say, absolutely safe debt funds, because debt is for safety. So look at AAA rated papers that are there in the fund. Look at that the fund is not, taking too much risk to generate returns. See the portfolio. There should be names that you instantly recognize. You have to do a little bit of work when you're looking at investing. So do that.
Okay. And how important it is to have a certified financial planner for us? And when should we begin to have a certified financial planner for ourselves? And is it like really expensive to have one?
So it really depends when you should. Ideally, I would say the minute you start earning and start saving, you need a planner, because sometimes you need a planner to even tell you that you need to save and how much you need to save. Because वरना जो भी बैंक में आता है, everything sort of just gets spent and more. So you need a planner to tell you how much to save to lead a lifestyle that you would like to lead throughout your life, not just, aaj hai to hai, kal ka pata nahi. So you need a planner for that. um, Not really expensive if you are looking at bite-sized advice, if I may say so. It will be affordable because that is the way, sort of the relationship has to work, that it has to be simple bite-sized advice that you do. So it has to be simple goal-based planning that you can look at. Simple tax planning, I mean, a certified financial planner should be able to help you with all of these as well, that you're planning your taxes well, you're taking advantages of all the sections that are available, etc. So you should start when you start earning and saving, rather than say कि जब मेरे पास इतना पैसा होगा तब I will hire somebody. Because
Yeah.
अगर वो if you don't hire somebody early, वो उतना पैसा शायद पहुंचोगे नहीं, और या जल्दी पहुंच जाओगे वहां तक. So
Okay, okay. So you said that we should have some liquidity. So what percentage would you say that we should have as free flowing money with ourselves? Like how much should we
so
keep with ourselves so that we are able to deal with emergencies and uncertain situations?
so I would say 6 months expenses is a good start. If you feel a little unsure of that, then take about 9 months of expenses. But don't do more than that, because otherwise you're just having cash lying or inactive, or which is not earning you anything. So yeah.
Okay, so 6 to 9 months of cash is something that we keep in a bank account,
Yeah.
ideally. All right.
Yeah.
Also, uh, if I understand, what is the ideal way to diversify our, finances? Should one invest more into the riskier assets like stocks, mutual funds, ULIPs, etc., or should we go with more stable ones like PPF, gold, fixed deposits? We did speak about them previously, but ideally, if you want to diversify, what should be the percentage? Of So for example, when you suggested that 30% should go in our saving, so out of 30%, what should be the ideal percentage of our investment for you know for making
Hmm.
the best out of savings?
So ideally, your asset allocation should be determined by your goals and your risk profile.
Hmm.
So when I say your goals is, like I said earlier as well, the goals within the next 3 to 5 years, try and keep money safer for that. So save for those in debt-based or investments. The money that you need after 5 years is when you sort of, even after 3 years, is when you look at equities. So from your 30%, if you're saving, first you will have to save that 30%, may say, for the next 6 months expenses, so that your cash flow is ready. So once your emergency fund is sort of funded, then you look at, okay, what are my next goals? Do I need to take that vacation? Do I need to plan for my retirement? Because usually retirement is so far off that we are not even thinking about it. But if you start early, it could be really that you're saving, say, 5,000 rupees a day, and you will, at the time you retire, have a corpus which is of crores, right? It could mean as simple as that, but because you're giving it time, so you have to have a balance between short and long term. So in fact, I'm going to refer my book here a little bit, because there's a vision board in my book. So you see, you should have a vision board like that, which will give you clarity कि जो मेरा monthly पैसा है वो जाना कहाँ है. Because like you said, no, okay, I'll save this, but where do I invest it, right? So if you have your vision board saying 5 years के बाद ये vacation है, 2 years के बाद ये vacation है, and you don't have to be very specific in terms of कहाँ जाना है, but if you can be, perfect, because you will be sold out on your plan completely. And that's what we planners call your financial plan. And of course we understand कि ये change होता रहता है every 1, 2, 3 years, as your job changes, as you have more people in your life, whether you're getting married, if you have kids. So these keep changing, but I wouldn't say it's just changing. I think it's evolving, right? So that 30% has to go correctly between your goals. So from that, say if that 30% is, for example, 30,000, right? If it's 30,000, once I've set my emergency fund, once that is done, my 30,000, where is it going? Now I have a goal after 2 years, which needs 5,000 rupees a month. I have a goal after 10 years, which needs 2,000 a month. I have a goal after 20 years, which needs say 1,000 a month. So accordingly, your money is going into different asset classes, right? But according to your goals. And you're also saving this and you're more motivated to save because now you know, okay, you know, kis liye ho raha hai. You know, okay, if I'm saving this 10,000 a month, I'm saving this for my vacation in Bali a year later,
Yeah.
right? You're not saying कि अरे यार वो बैग नहीं खरीदा जो 7,000 का था क्योंकि मेरा SIP चल रहा है, right? You're focusing on that vacation to Bali, which this 10,000 is funding, and that's how we should look at saving, investing, and goals. It's all together.
Okay, so we basically, if we sum it up, the first way to go about saving is that we first accumulate our emergency fund, and then we create our vision board and accordingly uh, save for the near future vacations that we want, and then the percentage of our income, 30%, say 10% that we invest in shares and ULIPs is what you would recommend, mutual funds.
So depending on your goals. So agar 10% ki goals are far off after beyond 3 years, which would be at least bare minimum, then it can go into equity.
Okay.
And your near-term vacation may not be so near-term considering the things. So that may mean that you have more time to save it.
Yeah, and given the current situations that we are in the COVID times, I think we would not be planning a vacation anytime for the next 1 year at least, minimum. So yeah, this is the right time to invest more in equity provided we have our finances intact. If we do not have, then we start planning and we begin with the emergency funding.
Yes.
Okay, so that was a brilliant input. I think people like me and others who are not really pro with finances, they would learn more about it and they would know how to begin at least with their vision board, creating vision board and creating emergency funds for themselves from that 30%. Any other specific advice that you would like to give to the people who are going through the jitters that they have? They're being jittery because of the unstable situation even in their workplaces. They do not know what is going to happen next. So any particular financial advice that you would like to give them right now that will help them relieve their at least money related stress?
So like I said, one of the things is during this lockdown, I think most of us have realized how much is it that our real expenses are or really that we need. Maybe a little bit of the entertainment expenses, I wouldn't say are not wants. I think they would be needs. But we have a fair idea of our needs. So I think one is don't increase your expenses much further, even after things change. Try and put a curb on your expenses and budget your expenses because that is the key to success. Actually, people keep thinking investing and making huge returns is the key to success, but I think budgeting well and saving is the first step to success and the most important step to success. That's the first. Second, other than the things that we discussed, of course, is I think health insurance. Have your own. Even if you have a company provided one, definitely take your own health insurance as well for yourself and your family. And the third is take a term insurance. For those of you who have family members as dependents, please ensure that you have a term insurance as well. How much term insurance? Now, that is again something that people ask, but a bare minimum of 1 crore in today's sort of day and age is recommended. Of course, you may need higher than that, but this is just to start. So make sure at least you have these few building blocks in place to build your future on.
Brilliant. So I think that's a very practical advice that you have given, Shweta. And to all of you who are watching this video, I would just sum it up for you. I hope that you benefit out of this interaction. All that you have to do is, be wise with your money because you know how money directly either, eases you or puts you into a lot of stress. So be wise with your money. Start planning your finances as soon as you start working. If you're not really good with your money, have a certified financial planner with you. Especially, I would recommend that having an expert is always a smart move, because you are not able to do everything on your own, and it is okay to take support from the expert, because that helps you to get more out of what you want for your future, right? So having a certified financial planner is really important. Other than that, you know um, get your health insurance and life insurance in place, because it is very important. You do not know what will happen when. So better that you equip yourself with your necessary and essential resources. Luckily, in this situation, we don't have a lot of um, time to or money to spend elsewhere. We are not going out, we're not eating out, so half of the expenses anyway have gone down. We are working from home, so kharcha bahut bach gaya hai. So all the youngsters and young leaders, all that you have to do is be smart, save 30% of your money, and if you are unable to do it on your own, grab a financial expert for yourself. Last but not the least, you can also read the book which is written by Shweta. She has written a wonderful book. I've also read it. So I can definitely recommend that. It's a brilliant read for you, with a lot of practical advices that will make you more wiser with your money. So, more wise with your money. So go ahead and explore the financial well-being for yourself, because it directly impacts your mental health and emotional wellness. So thank you, Shweta, for taking out time for all of us. It was a pleasure discussing this very important topic and fun topic. पैसा है तो सब कुछ है, पैसा नहीं है तो सारा कुछ है, stress से related, right? So thank you for giving us such wonderful inputs. We'll see you again with more interesting advices. Right? So thank you. Thank you, guys.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.